Welcome back to We're Not Really Here. I'm Natalie Pike and I'm joined on the sofas by Jim Whitley and Kevin Horlock. And that is 1-0 to City at half-time in our game against Brighton this evening. An eventful first half, lots to talk about. And I just want to share with you that Jim and I have spent 45 minutes listening to Kevin Horlock laugh at the jokes he made in the first half of the show.
Not the jokes. That's the one with Jim telling that boring story about Gareth Taylor. That made me laugh. I must admit, it's made my day.
Kevin has been laughing about that, no joke, for the full first half, and he's watched it back, hasn't he? And he's screen recorded it.
He's like an old man just laughing at his own.
I'm going to send you that every month for the rest of my life.
But there has also been a game that we have been trying to watch while Kevin laughs at his own jokes. So in the game itself, and now I've got another confession, you can rip me now. Straight after the show that we do before the game, I went to the toilet, obviously, because we'd been working hard. I went to the toilet, I came back, and we'd scored. So I missed Ilkay Gundogan's goal in the opening 2 minutes. Kev, what can you tell me about it?
Look, it was quick.
The toilet break. No, sorry.
for me, it's something that, and I've said it many a times. I think Manchester City looked to deliver the cross that Mahrez did for the goal. Quite often, quite frequent. Before, we've seen Manchester City teams of last year and the year before where they go on the outside, get to the byline and everything was cut back. When the ball is in the area that Mahrez found himself, once he cuts inside, the players know a cross is coming in and it's delivered with quality, and there is always someone making that run that Gundogan did. So the goal didn't surprise me. As soon as Mahrez cut back, it was a great cross and it was a really good goal.
And did you know that it was our 22nd goal in the Premier League that we've scored in the first 2 minutes, and 10 of those have come under Pep?
That doesn't surprise me, and there'll be many, many more, I imagine.
What does that tell you, though, that when we come out and we score so quickly, is that we are just ready, we're ready to go, we're taking it from the second? Are they switched off? Are they not in the game yet?
Yeah, it's been prepared. A lot of managers, Kev's been there, they tell you to be switched on right from the off. It's a Pep manages to do this with his players. With kind of, I didn't realise that's so many for 2 minutes to score. But it's getting your opposition whilst they're kind of coming in. They'll be coming out soaking up the fans. Their fans are there, and they've gone and hit them straight away. And it's a fantastic thing to do. It's easy to say and then actually be done. And as a player, you need to be switched on, and mistakes happen. On that occasion, Gundogan's coming back stick, something that I think has not done as much in recent games, which he had that little spate of goals that he had. Good finish at the back stick, great ball in. Again, we talked about it before. You know what Mahrez is going to do. It's just that tricky feet.
Yeah, he didn't need to put power on the header. He's sort of letting it hit your head, heading it back where it cut. It was textbooks, really. Graham Potter will be devastated. I imagine is the build up to the game and the message to his players on going out would have been to be solid and stay in the game as long as possible, and then hopefully hit Manchester City on the break. So that's undone in 2 minutes.
Now, another stat for you. There's only been 3 occasions in Premier League history where a team has scored in the first 10 minutes and then had someone sent off in the first 10 minutes, and that is the 3rd occasion. So looking at Cancelo, obviously picks up a red card there. What did you make of that incident?
We're just breaking records all over the place, aren't we? What a football club, by the way. I thought it was really harsh. I must admit, I know in real speed the refs made the call once you slow it down, and I know everything can look less serious or more serious when you slow it down. I just think it was a little bit of a coming together. I don't think there was any malice in it. I don't think there was any real intent to actually bring him down. I think he's gone for the ball initially, not really touched it, and then sort of lost his foot, and I thought it was extremely harsh, I must admit.
Yeah, I thought it was like the clashing of just 2 players, and it's even more. I don't want to just sit here and just slag off VAR because it's been done to death now. But I'm so surprised that decision stood.
Yeah, I am, because he's tried to go for the ball as it's come over his head. He's missed it, and he's a bit off balance as he's trying to recover. And saying that, Edison's so far off his line that even if Welbeck went through, I have no doubt Edison would clear that up. And I think on a general red card, when they're through on goal, there's still a gap and stuff to do. Whereas I thought it's a bit harsh, and I don't think
it was harsh. But I think if we're not going to be totally anti-VAR, I think if it was on the other foot, maybe we'd be asking for a sending off. Maybe it was, or potentially was, going to be a goal scoring opportunity. Whether it was going to be a good goal scoring opportunity is another matter. But yeah, I thought it was harsh, but we would have probably moaned if it was the other way.
I think for me it's the inconsistency of VAR as well, because we're looking later on in the game. Jahan Bach has a tackle on Ilkay Gundogan, which is full studs up, and it lands on his thigh, and it looks horrific. And he doesn't get sent off, and the referee doesn't go over to look at it. So it's the frustration of the inconsistency.
Yeah, and like Kev said earlier, when you slow it down, it looks even worse. In real time, he's probably thought it's just a little booking. I'm surprised the VAR didn't look at that again, because, yeah, when you do slow it down, it looks a hell of a lot worse than it is. I think the fact that Gundogan carried on and got up and has probably helped his case. But, this used to be something that we talk about after the games when the ref got something wrong. We talk about it after you see this, but you wouldn't think you'd be doing this with VAR. You'd think this would be definite and clear and they would sort out these little mistakes. But no, we're just doing exactly the same as what we used to do with the refs. But now we're talking about the VAR. Well, we got that wrong, we didn't. And it's really frustrating on that.
And I think you hit the nail on the head now. I think it's the inconsistency. You can see the same tackle again, it'd be a straight red. And I think fans and football people just want to see the same decision made with things that happen similar. That is surely not that hard.
Interesting. I will pick up something you said there about, he gets straight up again. Now, we've seen that this season as well with Phil Foden when he was fouled in the box and he got straight up and we didn't get a penalty. Do you think that does play into it? Or?
I think that's a massive thing now with VAR. I think if players do stay down longer, roll around a little bit, which I don't like, by the way, I don't condone that at all, but I think that then gives VAR a chance to actually look at it. When they get up, I think they just dismiss it and go, no, yellow card, let's get on with it. So, yeah, is it something that players are going to get told to do maybe on a more regular basis? I don't know. But I've certainly seen it in games I've covered where when players stay down, VAR tend to get involved a lot more.
Yeah, it's as sad as it is. Yes, I've seen Phil Foden being commended for staying on his feet. Sadly, yes, if you stay down, I think if I was playing now, you stay down that little bit longer, VAR gets looked at, and I hate it. I'd rather get up. There's some of the tackles that are going in at times are so little, and people are rolling around, and it's almost getting a non-contact football. And I know things move on, but it's still a contact game, and it does really frustrate me when you see that. But I think you're right, Kev. It's going to happen more and more.
I would rather see my players get up than fake a roll around to win a penalty or to get someone carded.
It is so frustrating because people moan about players, and I'm not going to mention names, but they play for teams not a million miles away from here, about going down and trying to get penalties. But then when it is a genuine penalty, and if you get up, you don't get it. So I don't know where's the line, where's the balance, what's right, what's wrong. I don't know.
Now, as a result of that red card, apart from the fact that Cancelo goes off, the big disappointment for me is that then when they're forced into a change, we're forced into an early substitution. Ferran Torres, who's got a hat-trick on Friday night, who we talked about extensively before the game in terms of trying to play his way into the Champions League, thinking he doesn't get a chance now. So he's been substituted off and Garcia's come on, which is understandable. But
yeah, gutted. There's always someone had to sacrifice because you need your back line, you need a defensive line and midfield in there. It's just you try and soak the pressure up, and unfortunately, it's normally the striker that comes up. I've been a victim of that, not being the striker, but I've been one of the ones to come off and you're gutted. But there's
that
nothing.
Weren't because someone got sent off. That was because you was playing poorly.
Yeah,
or not,
I was one-touch tackle at that time. yeah, but that's another story. It is unfortunate, and everyone will know. It's just on the back of a hat-trick, you'd like to see him do a little bit more than that. But that's,
and so early as well.
Yeah,
I felt for the lad. But look, does that mean he might get an opportunity Sunday? Who knows?
How do you think Pep, sort of from your opinions, will Pep go about in this second half now? Obviously, down to 10 men, got the game on Sunday, got the Champions League ahead, some real star names on the bench as well. How do you think he's going to approach this second half?
I think it'd just be the same. I don't think with them going down to 10 men, I don't think it's really affected the game as much. Look, I know if they've got 11, they will be more expansive and probably dominate more. But in terms of Brighton being a threat, it's not really changed much. So I think he'll just stick to the plan to get overloads centrally in wide areas. When we have got the balls in wide areas, get numbers in the box, nothing changes. This team works extremely hard anyway, so they will go forward and work backwards as well. I think it probably affects substitutions because obviously with 10 men it is a little bit harder to play the full 90. So I imagine there will definitely be changes made at some point.
What subs do you think, if any, that we might see?
Yeah, I think that's his one problem. Who we can bring off. I think he would have liked to brought off some of his midfielders, the engine room, and like you said, Kev said, that's where Manchester City win it a lot of the time. The engine room, the moving the ball around, and they all rotate. And just because they're a man down, they're still 1-0 up, and they will do exactly as they will, frustrating teams. And as a player, when you are trying to win the ball back against a team like Manchester City who keep it so well, it gets so frustrating. Mentally, it tires you out trying to get the ball back, and they'll continue to do it, and the chances will open, and it's just how Manchester City play, and it does change it for subs. I think he'll want to take his kingpins in Rodri or Gundogan out, even Bernardo, but we'll see how the result goes.
That is 1-0 at half-time between City and Brighton today. Now, some exciting news for you. As you may be aware, we've won the Premier League. And you are going to get a chance to see the trophy. And not just on Sunday, because the Manchester City Stadium tours reopen on Saturday, the 29th of May, on Champions League final day. And it's for a limited time only that the 2021 Premier League trophy will be on display. So you can come along and see it for yourself, and you can get your photo taken alongside it. As well as the trophy edition, you can take the full tour of the stadium. You can walk down the players' tunnel. Imagine that is you walking out into that crowd. You can explore the dressing room. You can sit in the place of your favourite player. You can sit in the dugouts and pretend to be Pep as well. And you can even sit beside a virtual Pep in the press room. So get yourself on that now. Hey, Kev, that might be the closest you get to Pep, you know.
I'm booking. I'm going online and booking.
mancity.com/tours, Kev. That's what you need.
I am on it.
mancity.com/tours. And here you go. We've got a little preview for you. There you go, mancity.com/tours. And from the 29th, for a limited time only, get your picture taken with our Premier League trophy. Now, the players are in the tunnel just ahead of the second half, but they're going to have to wait a second because we need to take a look at the mystery blue again. Now, the three of us have been debating and we have no answer that we all agree on. So we would like to take another look, as I'm sure you all would at home, to see who this is. And hopefully we might get some more clues. Right, so it's so hard. So we've established in the studio. I can't tell you if this player's black or white right now. Honestly, because the legs look white.
Yeah, it's a tan. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I've been trying to get answers off the people back behind the camera, but they're not giving me any clue whatsoever.
You've got to take a guess, though.
I've got to go first, have I?
Yep, go on.
Tevez. I'll go Tevez.
Quick.
Robinho.
I'm going Ned Manua. Right, the players are out. Those players look nothing alike. God knows who it is. We'll see you at full time.